This is Dr. John Whitcomb, hi, talking about the newfound importance of uric acid. Uric acid, what makes gout? Do you know your uric acid? We've thought of it as a crystalline substance that makes terrible pain in your big toe, and there have been stories around in medicine for 1,000 years or more about uric acid and gout. Well, turns out it's not just a leftover product of metabolism. Turns out it is front and center in the story of metabolic syndrome. And you need to know uric acid as importantly as you know your hemoglobin A1C, your DRI, diabetic risk index, your HOMA-IR, all of your measurements of metabolic syndrome, including your waist size, your CRP, your etc. Why? Well, first of all, let's start with fructose. And this is the metabolism, what you need to know. We have a Achilles heel in fructose. Glucose, when you eat glucose, there are clear mechanisms for controlling it and keeping its blood level in control. You have a whole hormone called insulin. But fructose is a sugar not related to glucose, and it acts quite differently. And we have no control mechanisms of it. So when you eat fructose, it instantly floods into your liver and insists on having a phosphate group added to it, which takes an ATP molecule. Now, an ATP molecule is adenosine triphosphate. And when you put one phosphate off of ATP, you make adenosine diphosphate. Normally, that adenosine diphosphate would go back into the mitochondria and have a new phosphate group put on it, making ATP, triphosphate, normally. But when your liver is flooded with fructose and you're starved for ATP because you have to phosphorylate it instantly, you can make an ATP quickly by taking 2 ADPs and stealing a phosphate from the ADP to make a triphosphate and a monophosphate. So 2 plus 2 becomes a 3 plus 1. Okay. But that's the domino that got tipped, and when you make adenosine monophosphate, it's just one chemical step to that becoming uric acid. So when you flood your liver with lots of fructose, you drink a big gulp of fully sugared soda with high fructose corn syrup in it, and your uric acid will go up 2 points in just an hour. Right, that quickly, you will make more uric acid. And then you have uric acid. The problem is uric acid plays a key role in the whole metabolic syndrome. And that is it turns off your satiety hormone and turns on your hunger hormone, so you get hungrier and eat more. And all of those things tip you to eating more, having more calories, filling up your liver with too many calories, getting metabolic and syndrome started, insulin resistance started. So uric acid plays a central role. We want your uric acid less than 5 at the very most. In fact, 4, maybe even better, particularly for women. And so we used to say a normal range should be 3.5 to 7.2. That's nonsense. We're now saying we want your men below 5 and women below 4. Interesting. You should know your uric acid just like you know your insulin level, like you know your A1C. We want your A1C to be 5.6, not 6.4. 6.4 is the definition of diabetes, but that's already insulin resistant. We want your A1C to be 5.6, and your uric acid to be 5 for men, 4 for women. Dr. John Whitcomb for News and Nutrition. Know your uric acid.